What's up, world? Today we'll talk about bees. You can almost find a bee anywhere around the world. That's because there are over 20,000 known species of bees, and these furry creatures will be buzzing around any place that has insect pollinated flowering plants. There are basically three kinds of honey bees in a colony: the queen, the drones, and the workers. The queen is vital to the future of the hive. When a larva is fed a special substance called royal jelly, which is a secretion found in the glands in the hypopharynx, it kickstarts her development and she matures into a queen bee with two fully formed ovaries. A single queen bee can lay 1500 eggs a day. That's 547,500 a year, and up to 1,000,000 in an entire lifetime alone. Next, the drones. These are male bees, and these guys have just one job, and that's to fertilize the queen. And last, we have the worker bees. These are female bees that haven't reached sexual maturity and therefore are infertile. They basically do all the work, as their title suggests. Everything from collecting food, taking care of the queen and larva, to making the hive and protecting it. These girls do it all. But let's see what makes them such great workers. Well, they are, for the lack of a better word, hairy. These little ladies are covered in 3 million tiny little hairs that even cover their eyes, which are perfectly engineered tools used to collect pollen. Bees have developed long tongues to easily extract nectar from flowers. Not only is she extracting the nectar into her stomach, she is also combing her face clean of all the pollen and transferring the entire haul to a special basket called corbiculae located on her hind legs. One bee is capable of packing 160,000 pollen grains into each basket. That's 1/3 of her weight. Some of this pollen will be transferred to other flowers, and that is why plants develop delicious nectar to lure the bees, and they rely on them to a great degree to help with cross-pollination. These honey bees really play a vital role. They pollinate 1/3 of the world's crops. Without them, we would not have most of the produce we eat today. Did you know that to grow fruits like blueberries and cherries, we are 90% dependent on bee pollination? And during the bloom season, the almond industry relies on 1.8 million honeybee colonies to pollinate their orchards. So next time you find yourself having a cup of coffee or munching on some watermelons, pumpkins, lentils, tomatoes, strawberries, mangoes, avocados, pomegranates, pears, raspberries, grapes, peanuts, coconuts, and soya beans, just take a moment to thank these amazing critters. It's clear that without honeybees, we won't have anything to eat. And if they were to disappear, humans would be next. What then do the honeybees do with the pollen they collect for their hive? Well, they have a sweet tooth too, and they turn pollen into a tasty snack. When the worker bee makes it back home, she will deposit the pollen in any of the free spots in the honeycomb, where it's then left to marinate and eventually form bee bread. This delicious bee bread is meant for everyone in the hive, and the worker bees rely on it to sustain them throughout the day. We now know that bees consume both the nectar and pollen. But what happens to the nectar they collect? Well, that is another story entirely. Nectar has a slightly more unappetizing way of being processed. When the worker bee reaches the hive, she will regurgitate the nectar into the mouth of another bee, who will add spit to the nectar, chew it, and again pass that on to another bee. It takes about 50 such exchanges before the droplet of nectar receives the necessary enzymes to be fit for consumption. So in a nutshell, the honey we love is in fact bee vomit. This may sound gross to us, But this is necessary to transform nectar into honey, which we all know is what gets the bees through the winter. It is their only source of protein and has to last the entire hive for those long winter months. What is more fascinating about these honey bees is their intelligence. They communicate the location of the food to other worker bees via a wiggle dance. They walk a straight line while shaking their abdomen side to side. It is truly amazing when you realize that the speed, distance, and direction of the shaking directly correlates to the location of the food source. Bees are so smart that they even account for movements of the sun, which results in their dance moving 1 degree every hour. Honey bees have proven themselves to be highly intelligent and methodical beings. Why is it then that we see fewer and fewer bees? The sad news is that the bee population has taken a real hit over the last decade. One of the biggest reasons why the honey bees are disappearing worldwide is because of global warming. It has disrupted the natural world to such an extent that even seasons are changing and flowers no longer bloom at the right time. It has thrown nature completely off balance and has disrupted the sync between plants and animals, and results in limited nectar being collected by the bees. Another big problem is the pesticide we use. The honey bees are particularly sensitive to the neonicotinoids present in these products and affects their memory and often makes them abandon their hive. Research also shows us that many bees are affected by cell phone radiation, and it interferes with their navigation to such a degree that they can no longer fly and eventually get lost and die alone. Additionally, they are plagued by parasites, virus, and fungi. Mites infect the colony, and this causes weakness among the bees and even results in many birth defects. But it doesn't stop there. We are seeing a decline in native honey bees as the rise in commercialized hives has occurred. This is very dangerous and can have a very severe impact on the whole bee species in years to come. These farmed bees are very threatening to native bees, and it's just the last thing that these poor guys need to deal with. We have to understand that honey bees really need the honey they make. So, when humans come in and steal that honey, it's devastating for a colony, and most colonies just collapse. It's a known fact that this multi-billion-dollar business is running on the backs of exploited honey bees. This unprecedented growth of the honey business comes at a price. We see practices like clipping queen bee's wings so she doesn't move the hive to another location. Beekeepers killing entire colonies during winter to maximize profit, replacing the honey taken with sugar, which has none of the proteins bees require to survive, and killing drones for their sperm. This is downright cruel because many studies show that bees do in fact feel pain and suffer like we do. But what effect does honey have on human health and well-being? As established, honey is a vital source of protein for bees. It can, however, have severe health repercussions in humans. All these products being sold to us are full of sugar, animal protein and fat, which we know isn't at all healthy and can lead to high blood sugar levels, irregular heart rhythms, excessive perspiration, and weakness. What if I told you there was a way you can still have your honey and eat it too? There are many delicious plant-based alternatives that are sure to satisfy anyone with a sweet tooth. Many companies are making a for honey from various sources like date syrup, maple syrup, molasses, butterscotch syrup, golden syrup, agave nectar, applesauce, wildflowers, and stevia. You really can't go wrong with any of these delectable options. So you see, the options are all available. We just have to make the right choices. And it starts with you. So get out there and make a difference. That's all for this time. Stay tuned and make sure to subscribe to Vegan First. Catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.